The Shepnaz Podcast begins now.
Welcome to the Shepnaz Podcast. I'm Joe, and I'm your host today. And today we have with us a special treat from MVNU, a name that I think many people that are familiar with MVNU are familiar with. Even if you're not in the music program, you know or have heard of Dr. Bob Tocheff. And we appreciate everything that he's done over the years in his ministry through MVNU and the things that he does for the kingdom, not only at the school, but also in local churches. This coming Sunday, he is going to be bringing with him the Collegians to do our worship services here in the Gahanna campus at both 9 o'clock and 10:45 a.m. And with that, we welcome in Dr. Bob. Welcome, Dr. Bob.
Greetings. Hello, everyone. It's a privilege to be here and to share just a little bit with you.
We are so glad to be able to have you. I have to let our listeners know that over the years, I have had the honor of having each one of my children in your instruction at one point or another.
That's right. And there have been a few. That's awesome. I love that. Yeah.
So yes, all four have passed through those doors and have in one way or another gotten to work with you, either through the choir or the music program in general. And you've just been such a great testament of what a Christian music leader should look like. And we really appreciate everything that you've done over the years.
Oh, thank you. My privilege.
Well, if you would, I've mentioned obviously that you have a little experience there.
Sure.
You actually started your collegiate career there. Is that correct? When you were going to school?
That's right. There really was no question. Way back in the day, I can give you dates if you want, but it's back in when it was just a 2-year school. MVNU or MVNC then started as a 2-year school, and so fall of 1970 came around and. I didn't even think about any place else. And sure, I just came up here and started my associate degree with a music emphasis here at Mount Vernon Nazarene College at that time. And then we were all looking for a place and headed off someplace else to finish my BA degree. But then, of course, I came back to teach in 1981. And it's been just a beautiful place. I think this makes this sort of year 44, 45, something like that.
Wow.
But anyway, it's been a great place.
And I have to say, Bob, you've held up great because you look exactly the same as you did when my kids started going to school in 2012.
Well, we can talk about my health scare if you want, but I'm doing great and feeling well. Had a heart attack a couple months ago, and actually feeling better than I have in a long time. So praise the Lord, He's not done with me yet. So
amen. I will say, on the day when that happened, we saw some things posted on social, and it sent a little chill through our family group chat. And there was a lot of prayers going out for you that you may never even know about. And we're just so thankful that the Lord allowed you to get a fresh start and stay here and do some more ministry.
That's right. And I'll just bring up my wife, Diana, who's critical in that. She works in the alumni office, and she was posting things, and the school had a prayer meeting in the chapel. And like you say, from your standpoint, and people all over the country and the world, and the family of God is a beautiful thing. So thank you so much for that. Yeah.
So as you came to MVNU, how has your role kind of developed or transitioned over the years? What's the different things that you've done there at MVNU?
Sure. A lot of things have been the same, but there was some change. For the first 10 years, I directed the Treble Singers, the women's choir, and that was just an amazing opportunity, and was able to take them to a OMEA state conference, and that was exciting. And then the chance came to direct the Collegians Chorale, and 91, I believe, and with that came the opportunity also to conduct Handel's Messiah, which we have done year after year, and it's my privilege to conduct that. I guess that would have been fall of 81 91 that I began that I began that, and still doing that, and it's great. And we can mention dates and things, but it's early again next year, so that would be November 23rd. It's before Thanksgiving, so put that on your calendar. Save the date, November 23rd, Sunday evening, 7:00 here in the Chapel Auditorium. Yeah.
Now, I was going to say something about that. I've been honored to be able to be there during that, and I've noticed before that you have obviously all of the people that are involved in the choral program are involved in that. Yeah. Also, people in the instrumental program are also involved in that. And then you actually have some community members as well, and that's something that I think is a little unique to MVNU. If you could speak to that for a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. The presentation of Messiah has gone through a few kinds of changes, but since I took over, we brought what we call choral union back, and that is the combined choirs, Collegians Chorale, Treble singers, women's chorus, and una voce ensemble as well. And then you're right, the community people, and there are some community, faculty, staff, and alumni come in. We have some who have been doing this for 30, 40, even 50 years, and we have some alumni who have done it so long I let them show up the day of the dress rehearsal. That's a little dangerous, but they know it well. And we have 145, 50, 55 singers, and put it together with the chamber ensemble and the strings, and some of our alumni are even the featured soloists, and that's an exciting thing as well.
Yeah. Well, so we'll put that out farther on the calendar, but you said November 23rd, and that's before Thanksgiving this year.
Yeah, it is. So get a head start on Christmas, and it worked out well last year, so we're doing that again. Yes.
Great. Yeah. Now, you had started to kind of rattle off some of the various groups there at MVNU, and I wonder if for a moment you could kind of walk us through the different parts of the music program, because for some, they may be completely new to what is available in the music programs, the different kind of groups, and even some of the major programs and things like that, if you would be able to tell us about that.
Absolutely. And I'll preface that with the fact that all of our groups, our ensembles are open to the entire student body. You don't need to be a music major or minor. In fact, we depend on the rest of the student body to populate the groups. And that's an exciting thing, too, to get the kind of cross-pollination, as you might say, but different kinds of programs. So in the choral area, we have Collegians Chorale, the concert choir that has been around for a long, long time, and the women's choir, Treble singers, women's choir as well. And then una voce, it was called Galliards for many years, based on a medieval Renaissance name, but then was changed this past year to una voce. Then we have the music stage production, which has some kind of theater productions. We just got done last week with Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So those kinds of things are very, very popular. And instrumental programs are going very well. And our chair, Dr. John Packard, is in charge of many of those. But the Symphonic Wind Ensemble, that's the large kind of the concert band. Then there's a jazz band, and that's just going gangbusters right now. So very popular group. And pep band, I even dust off my trumpet from time to time and jump in pep band. That's great fun. We have a flute choir with 10, 12, 14 flautists, and they are wonderful. Then we have a string ensemble as well, and then from time to time a percussion ensemble when there is enough interest. So just a lot of things. And if you want me to go ahead, I can mention some of the majors or the degrees.
Oh,
Would
sure,
you like that?
Yeah, because there's different. I think one thing that might be a little confusing to some people, when we think of MVNU as a Nazarene university, maybe sometimes we think everything is geared towards music ministry in church, but it's actually a little bit wider spread than that. If you could talk a little bit about maybe the music majors that are available, and then also like some of the worship things and how those two kind of work together.
Absolutely. Well, we have music education program, obviously preparing teachers out in the world. I just got done visiting one of our fine senior music majors and her student teaching experience, and that is a great program we have, and it's a very full program, and we're excited about that. We have a general music program that is just that. It's a smattering of a lot of different areas, and it's a smaller degree, and it's really made to kind of link with another major, perhaps, or certainly a minor. And some people go into music therapy after that, or they teach privately, or all kinds of different possibilities with that major. We have a performance degree. Not too many people go into that. That really, we kind of push people onto master's degree graduate work for performance, but we have a performance major doing a senior recital at the end of the month, so that's exciting. And then we partner with the School of Christian Ministry and with the Worship Arts program. Technically, it's housed in the Christian Ministry program, but we have all of those students and a lot of it involves, of course, a big chunk of music and video production and art, graphic art and design, and all of those kinds of things come together because that worship leadership role involves all of those things, and web design and all those kinds of things that many people are well aware of that happen. So we're pleased with that. We're pleased with that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's so nice to be able to have at MVNU so many options available, but I can tell from personal experience to still have that small school feel. And that is something that I personally really cherished. My background, I started at Ohio State as a music performance major, and you are like thrown to the wolves. I mean,
Sure.
And eventually, my wife and I found our way to MVNU, and we finished there. And from finishing there, we realized, wow, we're not going to like exclusively push our children there. That was never our desire. But
Right.
We were able to relate what our experiences were, and one after one, they decided that they
Sure.
wanted to go there. So it's really been a blessing to our family and the ministry that you do on a day-to-day basis.
Sure. Well, Joe, I learned something about you. I did not know that you and your wife ended up here, and wow, was that perhaps just a little before I came, or where? I don't know.
No. So actually, you were there, but we came in a different way. We came in at the time when the Excel program was really being pushed.
Right.
And so we already had, kind of into our junior year at Ohio State, and then we moved over to the Excel program, and we were able to finish through MVNU that way. And it was that experience that kind of made us fall in love with the school. So
and just to mention that GPS, that graduate and professional study, that's still going strong, and we would promote that for any older adults coming in and bringing in hours and kinds of things, online programs. It's all a very big deal and very, very much alive. I mean,
Well, that's great. So we know a little bit about the programs, and you had mentioned there's several of the groups. This coming Sunday, we have Collegians coming in. And tell us a little bit about Collegians, what we can expect to see on Sunday, and kind of how it sets apart from some of the other groups on campus.
Well, it's a concert choir, and what I like about the Collegians Chorale, it's had a few names over the years. When I was in it as a student, it was Singing Collegians, and that still makes a lot of sense. And then my predecessor, we changed it to Collegians Chorale. But anyway, we use the abbreviated just Collegians most of the time, and it's a concert choir. And what I tell them often, that what I appreciate about them is that they are able to let me introduce introduce various styles of music to them. So we do mostly sacred things, but sometimes on our spring concert, which we have coming up, we'll do some other kinds of secular literature, which is important to everybody, and the music ed majors in particular, and all of those. So, but we come and we try to do a mix of things at our local churches, understanding to whom we're singing, and we worship in many different styles. So, this Sunday we'll have something by J.S. Bach, but we'll have Baba Yetu, the Lord's Prayer in Swahili. We'll have some hymn arrangements, a Celtic version of All Hail the Power of Jesus' Name, and a black gospel version of He'll Be There. All kinds of wonderful, exciting things, and I think it will touch the hearts of your people.
Well, and I can speak from my experience. There's a little bit of something for everybody.
I think so, yeah.
And so if you're looking to hear some sacred choral music, you're going to get to hear some sacred choral music. And if you're looking to hear something that's a little upbeat, maybe has some drums, has a bass, has guitar, a violin, those are going to be in play on Sunday as well. So there's going to be a little bit of everything for everybody.
Absolutely.
Now, you had mentioned there were things like recitals going on, and there's a lot of music events that are hosted there at MVNU, and there's I think probably some coming up pretty soon, actually. And I was just wanted to give you the opportunity of letting us know if there's anything coming up this spring, and also ways that people can support by attending people's recitals and things like that. I know when I was in school, it's hard to sing to an empty room.
Of course, yeah, sure.
And so there's so many of those things that are going on that are a requirement of somebody's degree. How can they participate in that way?
Well, certainly, and these things I might mention, they're on our website, and you can find them. But like this weekend is a tour with Collegians there at your church, and at a church called the Family Church in Pickerington at 6:30 that evening. But our treble singers are out at various places doing a couple nursing homes, then in churches this Sunday as well. We have our Una Voce, the former Galliard's Una Voce a cappella chamber choir, is a beautiful little quarry chapel over in Gambier, just about 20 minutes away, and it's just an excellent venue for that type of music. And they're going to have that concert recital on, I think it's Saturday, April 12th, at 11 a.m. So that one is there. Emma Keys, who will be with us at your church, is a senior music with percussion, outstanding young lady and percussionist. So her senior recital is that 12th also, but 3:00 in the afternoon. And then we have, if you want to get a smattering and a kind of a smorgasbord of all that we're about, there's a great music department ensembles concert, all of them, pretty much, I think. And that's Saturday, April 26th at 3:00 p.m. here in the chapel auditorium. So Saturday, April 26th at 3:00 here at the chapel, you'll get to hear and see most, if not all, of our ensembles. Something special that I have loved throughout the years. I've done 9 kind of mission concert tours over the years, mostly on the Nazarene Eurasia region to Europe. And just in 2023, we were in Italy and Croatia and Hungary. We've been to Germany and Spain and Portugal and all these, and we connect with our Nazarene churches. Plus, we sing in some of the big cathedrals, and that's just a beautiful experience for our students and some alumni as well who went with us recently. So anyway, just want to mention those travel opportunities. The whole campus has many travel opportunities, but I mention those with my group every now and then, every 3 or 4 years, typically. Yeah.
Well, and now that you mentioned that, it made me think of something else that we really didn't cover, and we should. A couple weeks ago, we had with us for the weekend Reverend Stephen Lester from the Nazarene Foundation. And many times we talked about the ability to have directed giving and to be able to set up endowments and things like that.
Sure.
And as a result of many of those that have gone before us, there have been scholarships and endowments set up. And if you would, I know that the window is closing on those pretty quick for this coming year, but could you talk about what scholarships and things might be available for the music program as well?
Yeah, absolutely. We wanted to cover that. We do have music scholarships and auditions. And like I say, many of those have been done and we've offered some awards, but we're still having some trickle in and we just don't know the amount of funds that we will end up with. So we always encourage people to go ahead and you can just, we can maybe include this site when you include the calendar of events, but you can just Google MVNU Music Scholarships and you'll have a couple pages of instructions, an online application. You can upload a video or you can come in person. And those scholarships, which we think is a distinctive for us, are offered to all majors. It doesn't matter. They are tiered with music majors, minors, and none, but we give them to any student. And there are a couple of categories to just be in an ensemble or to a little higher award, and you study privately then, plus be in an ensemble. So we may have 25 or 30 people on scholarship right now, and we would welcome anybody. If not this year, then certainly next. But go ahead and get it in this year. Yeah,
that's right. All right. Yeah, is there anything else I missed, or things that you want to include here? There's a lot of things. We have a donor dinner. When you brought that up, we have a string ensemble and Collegians Chorale are going to be singing at a donor dinner, and we so appreciate the support from alumni and friends of the university all over the world. And that's on April 11th. But again, we appreciate the opportunity to get around the district and various districts in the region and to worship with people. That's the main goal, and just share a little bit about us. So Sunday is going to be exciting for us. Yeah. Great. Well, and if you listen to all that and I couldn't keep up with it, maybe you're listening in the car, we're going to go ahead and put a link to the MVNU website and we'll find the calendar there for you to send a link to that. And so that you can look for that information. That'll be in the show notes, in the comments, if you wanted to follow that as well. Well, we really appreciate having you. I know I'll get a chance to meet with you a little bit before the rest of everybody else, because we're going to meet on Saturday evening to kind of go over things and get a little rehearsal go. Once again, we hope to see you this coming Sunday at 9 a.m. and 10:45 a.m. For Dr. Bob, I'm Joe. Have a great day. This podcast is a production of the Shepherd Church of the Nazarene, Gahanna, Ohio. Email to podcast@shepnaz.org and let us know what you think.